Aquarians, and welcome to your forecast for this coming month. That's June 2022. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Justina and I use Western Astrology, Tropical Zodiac and the whole sign system and all the forecasts and videos on this channel. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. So here in today's video, I'm going to discuss the main astrological events happening in June 2022, and I'll tell you how they will influence your life on a more personal level. Now, this forecast is most accurate for the rising sign. However, you can also watch this for your sun sign or for your moon sign if you wish. So let's begin. Now, the month begins with Mercury stationing direct at 26 degrees of Taurus, and that's happening between the 2nd and the 3rd of June. This retrograde began on May the 10th at 4 degrees of Gemini. So here, Taurus and Gemini, this is your 4th and the 5th house. So during this retrograde, your home life was under a great review, your home situation, your family relationships, your living conditions, but also your relationship with young people, your children, well, with young people if you're a teacher, for instance, but also anything to do with your romantic sphere of life. So here you may have experienced delays or some of communication dilemmas. Now with Mercury being direct from the 2nd to 3rd of the month, depending on where in the world you live, life will become much easier and it will begin to flow in a much straightforward way. So here, the post-shadow period will end on June 17th, 18th for this retrograde. Now on June the 4th until October the 23rd, Saturn will station retrograde at 25 degrees of Aquarius. Aquarius rules your first house, that's your ruler, but also your 12th house, that's where Capricorn is present. So with Saturn being retrograde starting from 25th degree of Aquarius, this is a time to slow down. Slow down and think or rethink your responsibilities, your duties. This is very much connected to your persona, to your identity, this retrograde. So here you are going to be reviewing your life achievements, your life goals, your career life. So anything that's personal to you will be under a review throughout this retrograde, but also your mental health. And for some Aquarians, this could be a time when you might have to spend time alone, or you might find yourself contemplating more often than usual. So here with retrograde in your first house, you might also have to rely on yourself throughout this period. You might find that you don't get as much support from others as perhaps the other times. And it's time to kind of focus your energy on yourself, and perhaps you have to kind of rely on your own energies, your own resources. So here you are learning with this retrograde to rely on yourself, to get your life into order. Now on June the 11th, we've got Venus and Uranus conjunction in Taurus at 16 degrees of Taurus. The strongest influence will be between the 10th and the 12th of June. So here Uranus, your modern ruler, and combined with Venus, the planet of love, creativity, finances. So this is happening in your home life. So there has been quite a lot happening in your home life this year, especially since we've got the eclipses as well on Taurus and Scorpio axis. And here with this conjunction, so whenever Uranus is involved, things happen out of the blue, unexpectedly. So here with this conjunction, this could be a time of some unusual home or lifestyle experiences, surprises as well. So you might come up with some interesting, unique ideas of how you want to improve your living conditions, or perhaps you might decide you want to buy an object of beauty for your home, something different, something unusual. You might also unexpectedly decide you want to visit someone in your family, or perhaps you might receive visitors around this time unexpectedly. Generally, the energy, there's a shift of energies at your home sphere throughout this time. Now, for some people, this could be also some surprises that come through your parents here, through parental figures. Right, so here we're coming to a full moon in Sagittarius at 23 degrees of Sagittarius on June the 14th. Sagittarius rules your 11th house, so here your friendships, group activities are emphasized, as well as any long-term goals and plans, which are really in favor. The reason for that is because not only the 11th house is the house that rules with deals with long-term goals and plans, but also with luck and good fortune. This full moon will sextile Saturn in Aquarius in your first house. So this benefits anything to do with long-term projects, anything that has a long-term potential is beneficial around this time. Well, things might be taking longer than expected. You might experience some delays, but there is this good opportunity for something to take off. Now here with the full moon, you might also discover some secrets about a friendship in your life, about your friend. Now this could be also a time when a friend of yours has to relocate, move to another region, another country. That's also possible around this time. You might be also leaving a group, joining a new group, becoming a member of a different organization. So this is all emphasized here. You might be also attending an event or a wedding reception, for instance. So here, group activities, events, social events are very much emphasized at this time. Now on June the 23rd, we've got Venus moving into Gemini. Here Gemini rules your 5th house, so this transit will benefit anything to do with your children, anything to do with romance and creativity, freelancing, self-employment, but also hobbies and interests. While Venus stays in Gemini, it will sextile both Jupiter and Mars. So during this transit, you will also receive very positive energy that will allow you to either take some creative projects off the ground, or perhaps this could benefit any activities with your children, but the romantic side of life will also be emphasized and brought into life, at least for some Aquarians, since Venus is the planet of love. And Mars is the planet, the masculine planet, the passionate planet. So there could be some really interesting energies happening as well. But that's more towards July, beginning of July. Right, so we have got another event happening here, and that's Neptune stationing retrograde at 25 degrees of Pisces on the 25th of June until December the 1st. So this retrograde will be in your 2nd house, so your financial sphere will be under a great review at this time. And here this retrograde will be a really good time for counting your blessings. So for realizing what is it that you have achieved so far, what is it that you have, because you might realize that you don't need more. So perhaps any objects, any material object that you desired, any possessions, now during this retrograde, you might realize that you don't actually need these things. They don't bring much value into your life. So this could be a time of some spiritual awakening of some sort as well, here with the 2nd house activation, Neptune retrograding, and in Pisces, the mystical here Pisces. So here you might be coming into some strong realizations throughout this time, moving away from the material world and embracing more the spiritual aspects of life. So here this retrograde might also make you review your money spending habits, your relationship with your finances, but overall you might, well, at least temporarily detach from the idea that money, wealth, possessions, material possessions create. And the month ends with a new moon in Cancer. This is happening at 7 degrees of Cancer on June the 29th. Cancer rules your 6th house, so with a new moon in the 6th house, you might be introducing a new health regime, a new diet, and generally you might want to take better care of yourself, especially since with this retrograde, Saturn retrograde in your 1st house, stimulating also your mental health at this time. When the new moon comes in Cancer, you might want to nurture yourself, nurture your soul, nurture your body. So you might also be attracted to different kind of foods. You might also reorganize your daily life, daily routine. Now for some Aquarians, you might be also dealing with some medical appointments around this time. And this is what I've got for you about this month. I hope June is a good month for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and bye for now.